Hello everybody, Iain, Robson here. Welcome back to, I almost said American Truck Simulator there, Farming Simulator 2017. Again, we're on the Platinum Edition. I'm on the server right now. I'm joined by Spud and Country Gaming. I believe Spud's going to go AFK here in a second. But Country Gaming will be around. Now, this is kind of an interesting test because I am recording and playing on the server at the same time, which isn't too taxing, but my ping is all over the place right now, so it should be kind of interesting because normally when you have your ping, when your ping's all over the place like this, it does create a few different problems. So we're gonna see how it goes. I am downloading stuff right now, so that's probably what it is. But I thought I would just check to see how it would function in this scenario. Kind of like a stress test, maybe even. All right, let's see. We're harvesting a little bit of canola here. Let's get straightened out here. There we go. Perfect. So we're harvesting a little bit of canola here, and that's one of the fields that's ready. Since last time, we have expanded some of our farm. We got field 29 now. We also got field 6, 5, 4. I think those are the only ones that we got since last time, I want to say. So there you go. We kind of expanded our operation a little bit. As you see, I'm in one of the bigger combines now. We're using the CR1090, I believe. This one.
Me out here for today, you guys. Iain, keep warm. Liz, keep cool.
All right, catch you later.
Definitely try to. Okay, have a good day, Spud.
Thanks. Take care.
Yep, you too.
That's kind of funny because Spud is in Ontario like I am, and today we have like minus 20, 25 degrees C weather, and Liz, she lives in Australia and she's getting the complete opposite. She's getting like 47 degrees C weather. That's kind of funny. That's the reason why Spud was like, you know, Iain, keep warm, Liz, keep cool, sort of thing. So I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but that was the reason why.
And you want me to grab the trailer?
Sure, go for it. But with this size of header, it shouldn't take too long to finish off this field here. Now, field 29 is ready to go as well. I don't think I have that much time, but it is one of the other fields we could potentially do. Now, I was looking at, I actually took a look today briefly at Mills County.
Are you going to make it all the way to the end?
Oh yeah. I took a little bit of a look at Mills County, which is the next kind of like another map made by the same guy who made County Line. It looks okay. It doesn't have the same feeling though I discovered as County Line. Slightly more geared towards smaller equipment and a smaller farm, it felt like. So I'm not as excited about that farm as I was about County Line. So what I think I might do for that series is I might continue and just start on the Seasons Ready version of the map and just tone back some of the extra things that I have on the map to see if that helps out, like the placeables I'm referring to in this context. Because whenever you get too many placeables, it always ends up being just a whole big old mess, basically. So at least that seems to be the case. A lot of times you'll get, like, you know, one placeable, it's fine, but then once you get a little overkill like I have on County Line, then you start running into problems. This is the same thing we ran into when we were playing on Bob's map, Naxi Valley. We had a certain area that was really taxing on the system, or at least my system, and I think it's the same thing happening here. At least that's what I think it's happening, so I don't know. It's funny, whenever I get to this size of combine, I almost always get the Macdon headers. I don't know why. I just like the way they look a bit better, I guess. I think we actually have them on the server. We just when this combine was bought, I think we ended up just going with the standard New Holland header, but the Macdon ones are pretty slick. They all come with wheels too, which is nice. So if you want to get the 35-foot one, I believe that one comes with wheels still, so which is kind of nice. So all right, let's lift that up there. Drive through all the bushes. I know what happened here. Sometimes with GPS it's kind of bizarre. Depending on the shape of the field, it won't recognize that there's a turn coming up. So like right there, because the shape was like it got shorter on the other side, it didn't recognize that needed to be you had to turn there. It's kind of strange how it detects that. But if I had started on the other side, it would have been fine. So going from like small to bigger, it's okay, but not from bigger to smaller, like on the edge of the field, like a curve or something like that. Because for whatever reason, GPS won't detect that it's capable of doing a turn, because it'll think, oh, there's no field there, but when in fact there actually is a field. So stuff like that. It's interesting the way the computer kind of determines what's what and who's who, sort of thing. So anyhow, got an interesting little gift this year for Christmas. I ended up getting a Google Home Mini, which is kind of neat. So my wife and I have been messing around with that. You can do some really funny things with that thing. You can actually do some really neat things as well. Like you can get, if you want to get really crazy, you can do such things as getting it to control your lights, turning it on and off, getting it to control the color of the lights as well. So like turn the lights to red or blue or green, whatever. You can do that as well. You can actually turn the temperature up and down depending on what kind of thermostat you have. Stuff like that. Like there's some really interesting things what they've done with that thing. So, and it integrates with a whole bunch of other things as well. So you can turn computers on and off with it as well, so if you so desire, at least. So it does require some special additions, like for the turning on and changing the light color. That requires certain bulbs and certain types of outlets as well. But it is pretty neat, nonetheless. So that's been what my wife and I have been messing around with so far. Most of it's just been music for the time being, to be honest with you. The other interesting thing we discovered was that it recognizes my voice and my wife's voice. So when she asks it to play music, it'll play music based on her tastes. And then when I ask it to play music, it'll play music on my tastes, based on my tastes, which is kind of interesting. So like, for example, I like a lot of classic rock and some dance music. My wife likes more like, I don't know, you can call it indie type music, I guess. So the difference is like what the style of music is very distinct in that context. Like I can really tell when it's just playing some of my music versus some of her music. So it's kind of a cool little thing. You can actually make phone calls from it too, which is kind of interesting. So if I say call mom, it'll call my mom. And then if my wife says call mom, it'll call her mom, which is kind of cool as well. So stuff like that. I'll try to do a couple other random things just to see if it would work. You can't text with it, which is interesting, but you can call. So I don't understand how that works. I'm not sure why there's a distinction there between those two things. I guess it's just the way they actually function. Like with calling, you can use, I guess, Google, what is it called? Google Voice, like we have in the United States. We don't have that. Well, we don't really have the same thing up here in Canada, but there is some functionality, obviously. So like I know you can make phone calls from within Gmail or Inbox, I guess, depending on which one you use. But I don't think it's capable of texting. So I know that's the reason why they kind of limited it in that context. I don't know. So, but you know, lots of little things like that. It's been kind of fun, actually. I wasn't sure if my wife was going to enjoy it. Like, it wasn't a gift. I didn't give her the gift. It was actually from my sister-in-law. So I was talking to her about it a while back, and she was like, oh, because the way my family does the gift exchange on Christmas is like they do, or my wife's family, sorry. They do like every person gets like another person. So like, for example, my wife and I had like my sister and brother-in-law, for example. Or however that worked out, but something like that basically. So you only have to buy a gift for like one couple or one person sort of thing, as opposed to one thing for everybody. So it works out. So anyways, my wife and I were given Google Home, so which is pretty neat. So because of that, I was like, how much is a Google and how much is how much is a Nest thermostat or an Ecobee thermostat, stuff like that, just because you can control some of that stuff with the Google Home, which is kind of neat. So they can talk to each other. So, I don't know. Lots of little things like that. At least that's been what I've been thinking about, at least. My wife's kind of been like, let's not get too crazy here, so. And I respect that, because you can get super crazy when it comes to, like, having a, what do they call it, a smart home. And you can spend a lot of money on it too. So, all right, looks like we're almost done this field here. Nice. Let me know in the comments below if any of you have a Google Home, and what's your thoughts on it so far. I know that Amazon's got Alexa, which is also equally neat, although there are some limitations on that because of what I don't know. There are some limitations basically. So, all right, let's finish up this last little bit here. Last little turn there. Looks like that field 29 there looks like it's soybeans. From the looks of it at least. Alright.
Ian, what's your speed set at?
40. Well, it is technically, right?
I mean, in the harvester.
Yeah. I'm at just maximum cruise control, but 10 kilometers an hour is what I'm going at.
Oh, 10. Okay, no worries.
Welcome back, Spud. Thought you're heading out for the day?
Yeah, I got 10 minutes to kill, so...
Uh-oh. Alright, let's finish up this field, and I guess we'll have to start replanting this field right away. Not sure with what. I think we actually end up getting the biggest seeder as well in the game. If memory serves. Well, the biggest seeder from the Platinum Edition, at least. Honestly, the biggest seeder in the game, but the Platinum Edition one, at least. Alright. Gonna finish this up here, and then I think we'll start the seeding on this field. Yeah, it's funny, we don't have like 3 stages of fertilization or plowing on it. It seems kind of like, it's bizarre, because you're like, okay, done the field, let's start seeding it right away, and there's nothing in between. So I guess it depends on how you play. I've played so many different ways now. So it's kind of funny when you play it like this. There we go. Let's put this over the side over here. There we go.
And Ian's running away with the harvester.
Alright, leave that there for the time being. Let's hop into one of their tractors that we have here. What have we got? That's the Steramax. I think we have a class around here somewhere. No, wait, that's the one that Liz is in right now. Womp womp. Oh no, we got that one here. Okay, it's perfect. Alright. Now let's see if we can't find that seeder here. It's funny the way this thing works. There we go. Now where is the seeder? Is it in here? No, there's some seeders in here, but not all of them. Not the one I'm looking for. Where's the big one then? Oh, there it is. It's in the Amazon. Not the one I was thinking of, but I guess that'll work. It's funny, the little jumps in, or the little spikes in lag are making it kind of funny to try and do this. I thought they would have gotten the other one. At least I thought they got the other one, the one from the Platinum Edition, but I think there's a one in between these two. At least I thought there was. Let's see, sewing machine. That's the one we bought. And where's the other one here? This is the one I thought we were gonna get. So it's 50 meters versus 14.4. Oh, I guess that's the reason why. Curious. All right. Now I never said my steering is better because I have a steering wheel. It's not at all. If anything, it's probably worse because I can't make any kind of drastic turns without really getting crazy with the steering wheel. I'll just blame it on the lag. Whoa. There we go. Let's open that guy up there. Open up the seeder. Get ready to go. Let's get lined up properly here. Don't think I've ever seen this seeder in real life. I have seen some Amazon stuff, but not necessarily this one specifically. Alright, here we go. Okay, I detected the size of it. Good. And now, all we need to do is line it up properly. Because right now it's definitely not lined up properly at all. Wow. I guess we're going to plant canola in this again. There we go. Actually, I should probably shift that to the left just a smidgen. There we go. What's happening? Why do you want to do all that? Oh goodness. With a little bit of lag and GPS, definitely makes some interesting things happen, that's for sure. So, there we go. That's better. Set this up once again here. The right turn, and see how this works out with the automatic turn. I'm sure it'll be okay.
I might head off, Ian. I've got to get up early in the morning.
Okie doke. Talk to you later, Liz.
Yep, will do. Enjoy your recording.
Okay, thanks.
Night, Liz.
Yep, see you, bud.
Alright, so let's continue this field a little bit here. See how this turn works out here. But I do need to get going as well, so we'll see how this first pass works and the turn, and then we'll go from there basically. So, because I have a sneaky suspicion it might take a bit longer to get things rolling this morning because it is cold outside. Alright, what do we got here? Let's see how this works out. It's gonna be a nice clean turn. That's not too bad actually. How much is it gonna miss on this side here? A bit. Alright. There we go. Perfect. Alright folks, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and hire a worker here. There we go. And with that, folks, I'm going to head out as well. My name is Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed this episode on the Platinum Edition map. My name is Iain Robson, again, and I'll catch you guys later.